गुरुदेव की जय, श्री प्रभुपाद की जय, पाद गौरी गुरुवर्ग की जय, पाद श्री नित्यानंद प्रभु की जय, प्रेम पुरुषोत्तम श्री सच्चिदानंद गौर हरि की जय, राधा बिहारी जी की जय, राधा गोपीनाथ जी की जय, गिरिराज महाराज की जय, हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय, हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की जय, गौर भक्त वृंद की जय, गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। श्री भक्ति प्रज्ञान केशव गोस्वामी महाराज परम गुरुदेव की जय, की जय।
It's freezing.
वंदेहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपदां सहगना ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय राधिकाय प्रियात्मने श्रीश्रीमद्भक्तिवेदान्त नारायणति नामिने श्रीकृष्णलीलाकले सुदक्षं औदार्यमाधुर्यगुणैश्चयुक्तं वरं वरेण्यं पुरुषं महान्तं नारायणं तं शिरसं नमामि। त्रिदण्डिनं भक्तशिरोमणिं च श्रीकृष्णपादार्जुनदैकहृदि चैतन्यलीलामृतसारसारं नारायणं तं सततं प्रपद्ये। नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशकारिणे। नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय गौरप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमद्भक्तिप्रज्ञान केशवोऽयति नामिने। अतीमद्यचरित्राय स्वश्रितानां च पालिने जीवदुःखे सदर्काय श्रीनामप्रेमदायिने। नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिसिद्धान्त सरस्वतीति नामिने। श्रीवैष्णवानवी देवी दयिताय कृपाभये कृष्ण कृष्ण संबंध विज्ञान दैने प्रभवे नमः माधुर्योज्ज्वल प्रेमभ्य श्रीरूपानुगभक्तिदा श्री गौर करुणाशक्ति विग्रहाय नमोस्तुते नमस्ते गौरवाणी श्रीमूर्तये दिनकारिणे रूपानुगतिर्भाव सिद्धान्तध्वन्तहारिणे नमो गौरकिशोराय साक्षात् वैराग्यमूर्तये विप्रलम्भरसम्बोधे परमपूजायते नमः नमो भक्तिविनोदाय सच्चिदानन्दनामिने गौरशक्तिस्वरूपाय रूपानुगपरायते गौराविर्भावभूमेस्त्वं निर्देष्टाः सजनप्रियं वैष्णव सर्वभौमश्री जगन्नाथाय ते नमः वंशाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमो महावनन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नाम्ने गौरद्विषे नमः हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये जयकां सुरतो पङ्गो मम मन्दं न तेजति मत्सर्वस्वत्पदं भोजो राधामदनमोहनो दिव्यबृन्दारण्यकल्पद्रुमद श्रीमद्रत्नागारसिंहासनस्थो श्री श्रीराधा शीलगोविन्ददेवो प्रेष्ठाभिः सेव्यमानो स्मरामि श्रीमन्रसरसारम्भि वंशीमतततस्ततः कर्षन्मेन्दुस्मरगोपि गोपीनाथ श्रीयस्तु नः तुलसीदेव्यै प्रियाय केशवस्य च कृष्णाभक्तिप्रदे देवी सत्यवत्यै नमो नमः पञ्चतत्त्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्तज्ञं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकं जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानन्द श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौरभक्तवृन्द हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे गुरुदेव गौरव कृपा करी गौरवन माजे गौतमी दियाश्व स्थान Ashla Sachidanand Bhaktivinoda Thakur, page 33. Radhe Radhe, Om Joshi, Puja Vinod, and Oksana Gauranga Priya. Gurudev Boro Kripa Kori Gora Om Maje Guru Me ठाकुर प्रभुपाद की जय। कृपाल गुरुवर्ग की जय। गुरु परंपरा की जय। राधे राधे भानुमति एंड राग पंडित जी। विमल वैष्णव हरि हरि कविवर भवे हेनदीन by Sri Bhaktivinoda Thakur, page 41. The mood is embodied by Sri Bhakti Pragyan Kesava Swami Maharaj. Hari Hari Kavimor Bhave शुनियाची साधुखे बोले सर्वदा शुनियाची साधुखे शिवपते मायोनिये जुगलचर शिवपते मायोनिये महाप्रभु सनातन गौरपति पालो महाप्रभु समेति वाञ्छापूर्णो समेति श्रीरूपे कृपालिनो यमाप्रतिभो श्रीरूपे सेवत्वया शयोधा Because Param Gurudev is never angry. Right, Param? Param Gurudev is never angry. By Sri Lochan Das Thakur, page 60. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaurabhakta Vrinda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Shri Krishna Quran বলতে হবে পুলক শরীর Norotam Das Thakur, page 86. Gorang bolite habe pulakashari Gorang bolite habe Hari Hari bolite na We will sing the bhajan which Srila Gurudev wrote to please our Param Gurudev. Rajashamana Sukakari Radhe Shyam Shyam Shyam. Page 366 and our Sri Gurudev Vaikuntha. We'll speak about it. Shri Radhe Vrajachanamana Sukakari Radhe Shyam Shyama Shyama Radhe Shri Radhe Vrajachanamana Sukakari Radhe Shyam Shyama Shyama Gopavati Gauranga Shanam Shri Krishna Mandala ki Radha Gopinath Sachinandan Gaur Hari ki Giriraj Maharaj ki Hare Krishna Mahamantra ki Jai Gaur ki
What's that?
They were on.
Oh,
They were all
that
on.
one.
They turned off.
It's too dark, we'll fall asleep.
Electricity all went off.
Gurve Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tarale Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tarabhaktaya Namo Namah Ajnanatimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunditam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Namah Om Vishnupadaya Radhikaya Priyatmane Shri Srimad Bhaktivedanta Narayana Namine Namah Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namine Namah Om Vishnupadaya Gaura Preshthaya Bhutale Shrimar Bhakti Pragyan Keshavakti Namine Ati Marta Charitraya Swashritana Chapaline Jivaduke Sadartaya Shri Nama Prema Daine Namah Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Iti Namine Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Giri Yad Kripatamaham Bande Shri Gurum Dinatarinam. First of all, I offer my Dandavat Pranam thousands of times in the dust of the lotus feet of our beloved Srila Gurudev, Nitya Lila Privishna Vishnupad, Ashtottara Shata Shri Srimad Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayana Goswami Maharaj, and the same thousands of Dandavat Pranams in the dust of the lotus feet of Nitya Lila Privishna Vishnupad, Ashtottara Shata Shri Srimad Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, and especially on this day, the day of the anniversary of the appearance of our Param Gurudev, Nitya Lila Privishna Vishnupad, Ashtottara Shata Shri Srimad Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj. I offer my Dandavat Pranam thousands of times in the dust of his lotus feet. To all of our Bhanu Gaudiya Guru Varga, and to all Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis, past, present, and future, especially those who are present here, physically and virtually, I'm offering my Dandavat Pranam. Hare Krishna. So we are continuing from this morning, part 2 of the remembrance, the glorification of the pastimes, the teachings, the lessons, the affection and the reproach of our wonderful Param Gurudev Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshava Goswami Maharaj. Just before, when I was upstairs, I was thinking, my God, my Param Gurudev is awesome. Yeah. And then I was remembering how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was glorifying Madhavendra Puripad when he went to Kirchor Gopinath temple. And the description given in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita is that he was so fascinated with delight at the amazingness of his Param Gurudev. And Srila Gurudev really brought that mood to us by his own complete, beautiful admiration of his Gurudev. even though we didn't meet him personally, but through our Gurudev. We probably met him much, much better than we would have met him physically. Just like our Gurudev told that I have seen and understood the words of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada properly. Even more than some of his disciples who were present, who became upset, and they challenged him, and then they brought it to Param Gurudev, and Param Gurudev actually admitted. Gurudev said, fortunately for me, my Param Gurudev, who had so much affection, my Gurudev had so much affection for me that he took my side. And he said, actually, he has seen properly because he has seen through the Shrotapanta, the path of the ears, as he has heard from me. And so our Param Gurudev, Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj, his conviction in the teachings of his Gurudev is such that if anyone were to slightly veer off the path of the pure teachings of his Gurudev, he would adjust, correct, challenge, try to correct, and if they wouldn't, he would take them to court. So our conviction, I'm sure all of us, our conviction is that our Param Gurudev is right. Always. And if anyone chooses to differ with him, well then they're not right. Simple as that. And Srila Gurudev Bhaktivedanta Narayana Swami Maharaj has emphatically declared that if everything were to be lost, if all of the books, all of our Shastras, Bhagavatam, Gita, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Jaiva everything were to be lost, and only Acharya Keshari, the life and teachings of Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj were to remain, nothing would be lost. All Tattva Siddhanta, everything is present within that book. So what is within that book is correct. It is right, and it is the teaching for all time that we are all meant to learn to understand. And our Srila Gurudev, Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayana Swami Maharaj, made it very clear through his classes every single day, year after year after year after year, that he was speaking the glories of his Gurudev and the teachings of his Gurudev as it is. So at least we can have that conviction, that if we were to swerve even slightly from the teachings of our Param Gurudev as given in that book, then we deserve to go to court and lose, because we would lose. Guaranteed. So hold on tightly to the teachings of Param Gurudev, Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj, and Srila Gurudev Bhaktivedanta Narayana Maharaj will bestow his profuse blessings and mercy upon us. So there are some devotees who did not receive an opportunity to speak earlier, and just before the Guru Puja, I called Kamalakanta Prabhu, and at the same time Vrindavan Vilasini raised her hand, Vrindavan Vilasini Ji. So I'd like to call Kamalakanta Prabhu forward to offer Shraddha Pushpanjali at the lotus feet of our Param Gurudev. Would you like a chair, Prabhu? Should I put the mic?
If you want the devotees to hear properly.
They'll be able to hear better.
Okay. Okay. Kishori ji, don't call him much.
Just let them go.
1, 2.
What? No, I said don't call him
Shama Sundar Shikanda Shekha Smera Samudali Manohara Radhika Rasikamam Kripanide Svapriya Sharanakim Karim Kuru. I offer my obeisances to my spiritual master Nitya-Lila Vishwamishvara Shishma Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayana Goswami Maharaj, to the entire Rupa Nuga Guru Vaga, and of course today, because it is Appearance Day, Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj, my Param Gurudev. So, on this day, we try to glorify these great personalities. So I try also. Gurudev told us, it's for conditions of really possible. This is part of our sadhana.
Try his bhakti, he said. Okay, sorry about this. Just a second. There you go.
You know, when we talk about these great personalities, we can look at their life and we can look at their teachings. And especially, you know, he was very great also. I don't know what the book was, but he was defeating and refuting the Advaitavad or the Mayavad philosophy. Vijay something? Vaishnava Vijay. Yeah, Vaishnava. That's right. Yeah. You know, but this expression Mayavad in the West, nobody knows this. They say Advaitavad or monism. So, and it's covered Buddhism. Buddhism, everything is void, and Mayavad, everything is one, but there's nothing in it. Okay, good. So, Gurudev is very prominent and very famous. There are many. If you talk to someone here in Braj, or you know, everybody knows Srila Narayan Maharaj. But when you talk about Bhakti Pragyan Keshava Goswami Maharaj, not so many people know him. But the real Guru and these on the highest level, they are not envious. They like this when even their disciples become more prominent than they themselves. You know, and so in this case, it's like this. Yeah? Srila Narayan Maharaj, Gurudev, is more famous than Bhakti Pragyan Keshava Goswami Maharaj. Yeah. You know, we're looking at the deities, and you know, there's Radha Shyama Sundar. Shyam, black. What is this? They are white. So, and then this is the speciality, and Param Gurudev, he made this Tattva Ashtakam, and they run Radha Chintani Veshina Yasya Kante Vilopita. But we only heard the first verse. We never sang this thing. I never heard it in over, 20 years or 25 years. We never sang it. Only when they were speaking, they were glorifying, you know, and Param Gurudev, and then they quoted this verse, the first one. And here it says in this verse, you know, why Krishna is white. So Radharani, she left the rasa dance, and Krishna, without Radharani, doesn't want to dance with the other gopis. So he was leaving the rasa dance also, and he was looking for Srimati Radhika. And then he came to Imlitala, and he was sitting there, and he was calling Radhe, Radhe, Radhe. His complexion changed. He became a golden color like Srimati Radharani, but still in the form of Krishna. And then also he changed in this way. He was calling not any Radha, Radha anymore, but Krishna, Krishna. His color changed, white, but he was calling Radhe, Radhe, Radhe. Gurudev wrote this in Gauravani Pacharini. It's written there. Yeah, this is why. So Krishna is so deeply immersed in separation from Radharani, so that he took her complexion and also her mood. And this is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He took this later, you know, he took this form to taste Krishna himself. Yeah. And very prominent teachings of Bhakti Pragyan Keshava Goswami Maharaj was especially two verses, like Radyo Bhagavan, Vrajesha Tanayasta Dhamma Vrindavanam, and the other one is Amnaya Praha Tattvam Harim Iha Paramam Sava Shaktim Rasatim. They are both in this wonderful, he just mentioned this wonderful biography about Param Gurudev. And these are the teachings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in a condensed form. Especially this Radyo Bhagavan is quite short, and everything is there. Sambandha, Abhideya, Prayojan. And the other one, the Dashmul Tattva, is a bit longer. This is according to Tattva, the other one is according to Ras. And this was one main subject when Param Gurudev was preaching, these two verses. And it's in the biography, there's something is explained there, and also in Jaiva Dharma. In Jaiva Dharma, it's like about 250 pages, everything is there. And it's very good also to preach to people. You could just go these points down, the 10 points in a short way, and then maybe it takes 5 minutes or so, and then these are the teachings of our line. So, and then you can ask when you're preaching to someone else, what is your conception? When you ask a Christian, everything is very hazy, What will you do after you leave this body? Yeah, I go to heaven. What are you doing there? Yeah, sitting on a cloud and chanting hallelujah, hallelujah, or hazy. They don't know. So, but here very clear: the goal, the way. What is my relationship with God? This is what we need. I like it. I like it very clear. This is perfect for me. So, and here also it was a lot of preaching about the 11th canto. And 11th canto is like the continuation of Bhagavad Gita. Everything there. So, and Gurudev also was, Srila Narayana was also preaching often about especially about the 24 gurus. This, whatever. And maybe you heard this pastime. 1925, there was a big parikrama in Navadvip, and when somebody is preaching the truth, there are many people that don't like that. It's on the material plane, and it's also on the spiritual plane, actually. And Bhaktisiddhanta, he was preaching, and he was giving a lecture in Kulia. And then some dacoits, they organized, and they were throwing bottles and stones, and everybody, when it started, it's coming, the bottles coming, the stones coming, and everybody ran away. But Param Gurudev, you've heard this many times, but it's so nice, he didn't care about himself. He cares, where's my Guru? I have to protect him. And he was ready to sacrifice his life for him. So he pulled him in an entrance, in an entrance of a house, and then said, give me your sannyasi vesh, we change our dress. So, and then he was ready, and Prabhupada, he was brought to Mayapur again. But also to get a chance like this is also nice, this is really a service for your Gurudev. Not everybody gets a chance. And how would we act if we get a chance? So, this is, the teachings, as you said, many, especially the 11th canto, this is our way to preach. If you look at the 11th canto, you can learn many things, and this is, I think that's more or less what I had to say today. Sometimes, you don't know what's happening, especially you don't have paper, you're spontaneous, somehow it's coming, and remembrance, knowledge, and forgetfulness is coming from Krishna. Sometimes, everything is flowing like, wow, and sometimes it just shuts, so, but anyway, today we should pray for him, for our welcome, for our well-wishing, for our spiritual path, and that we have especially qualified sadhu sangha, if not in this life, maybe in next life. Because also, this is also one good point, because Param Gurudev, he had 3 pure devotees as disciples, and this is also very good, now in Gurudev, I don't know whether there are pure devotees in Gurudev's Sangha, but Param Gurudev and these 3 pillars, then They organized so well this whole preaching, and we are very fortunate to get a guru like Srila Gurudev, who was trained very well by his Gurudev. He was always traveling with him, and he was making notes. That's why we have such a good biography. So everything is there, very nice. So, Srila Param Gurudev ki jai, Srila Gurudev ki jai.
Thank you. Thank you, Kamalakanta Prabhu, for sharing. Whenever he shares, it's so exciting. Next, I would like to call Sudevi to come forward and offer your Shraddha Pushpanjali to Param Gurudev. Yeah, but you can tell about how fearless he was.
Guruve Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaya Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadabhaktaya Namo Namaha Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. As Kamalakanta Prabhu was just speaking, and he ended speaking about what happened in Navadvip, and he was saying, we like to think we would do something like that. But actually it's not such an easy thing. You react spontaneously in such a situation. And spontaneously he ran toward his Gurudev. That is quite unprecedented. Srila Gurudev once spoke to Kishori Mohan Prabhu and I, and you can read it also in Param Gurudev's biography about Ananga Mohan Brahmachari. But Gurudev was saying, my Guru Maharaj was taking care of his own disciple, like his son. He was wiping the blood from his mouth, and he was, and he was passing stool and blood, and Param Gurudev was taking care of him. He had tuberculosis, and back then it was a death sentence. And then Gurudev said to us, he looked at us and he said, but I told my Gurudev, you have more important seva to do. You go, I will take this seva. And then Gurudev looked at us and he said, we gave our head. We gave our head for the service of our Gurudev. Now that was a very thoughtful kind of giving of his own life. He knew that it was practically a death sentence. I asked him, Gurudev, but I heard you got tuberculosis. Is it true? He said, yes. I said, how did you cure it? He said, oh, some homeopathic. But to knowingly go to your death and not directly grabbing on to his Gurudev, but serving the disciple of his Gurudev. That is extraordinary. That is so extraordinary. And when Gurudev said, we gave our head, I realized what a gravity that is. It's not such a light thing. We think, yeah, we could do that if Gurudev were being attacked. If elephants were raging at that moment, people running, Molotov cocktails were being thrown at you with glass and with bricks and stones.
Explosives.
Would we really not run for cover? Such a high kind of seva. I give my life. They already gave their lives for their Gurudevs. Giving the body for them was nothing really. Gurudev gave his life to his Gurudev. And in the same way, Srila Param Gurudev gave his life in the seva of his Gurudev. They are so extraordinary, and it is so uncommon. Srila Param Gurudev, Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj, we heard how uncompromising he was. And it's really funny when we hear about people maybe saying, oh, this tattva isn't right, oh, this Siddhanta, no, what he preached, don't do it publicly. It'll make them look foolish. Could actually somebody in knowledge who really was a tattvadarshi say something like that about our Guru Varga? It's impossible. And it's impossible that such a stalwart like our Param Gurudev would preach something that was not true. He was willing to die for the truth. He was in one place and they were speaking about Mayavad. And someone in the audience called out, yeah, but, we believe this thing. And Param Gurudev said, but this is a new kind of idea that you're taking. And they went back to Param Gurudev and said, but you follow Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We consider him to be a new thing. And then Param Gurudev looked at Srila Vaman Maharaj and he said, we have not only one proof, we have hundreds of proofs. He looked at Srila Vaman Maharaj, who had a notebook, and in that were all the proofs that he collected about Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu being non-different from Krishna. He gave it to Trivikram Maharaj. Srila Trivikram Maharaj stood up in that crowd and began reading point after point after point. Who is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? They became so angry. They started throwing stones at them. They were attacking them. And Param Gurudev sat there and he said, we are not afraid to die. We're not afraid of death. We do not want to preach or to compromise with untruth. And then Trivikram Maharaj continued speaking. In the face of that, they didn't move. And they went all the way into the end. And Gurudev, he writes that afterwards, for days and days afterwards, people were speaking about how they did not compromise for a second. What a personality our Gurudev, our Guru Varga are. It's really, really extraordinary. And that somehow or other we have come into this lineage. We are getting mantras in this lineage. Srila Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Maharaj, he said, for hundreds of lifetimes, we have worked so hard to come to this. And because of our Gurudev, we have connection to such a personality as our Param Gurudev. When I was a little girl, we had a huge, like a poster-sized picture of Srila Prabhupada, Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, his sannyas day. You know, the one with Muni Maharaj, and Param Gurudev is sitting in the middle, and then there's Srila Prabhupada. And we grew up always believing that that was Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, our whole life. And the first time we went to Mathura, the first time I came to India, Champak Lata Didi, I entered to the Mathura Mat and she said, I want to introduce you to your Param Gurudev. And so I just walked with her and there was a little picture. Before you entered the temple room, do you remember there was a little picture of the sannyas day and Param Gurudev sitting there? She said, this is your Param Gurudev, Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj. And I thought, you were there my whole life, and I didn't know until I came to his place, to his own disciple. And then I realized how connected they are. How connected they are to our Srila Prabhupada. How connected to the Guru Varga. And we had no idea. Kishori Mohan this morning, he was saying how we grew up, because everyone says we didn't, it's true we didn't know his name. But when we were children, we didn't have Superman and Batman and Wonder Woman. We got told stories of our acharyas. And we heard about this disciple of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur who changed cloth with him, who saved him from this mob. And we used to play, oh, I want to be him. I want to be that one. I'm going to be the hero. That's who we really idolized as our hero. And because of our Gurudev, we were able to become so closely related that we can call him our Param Gurudev. And then to see and to hear how our Gurudev preached everything that he preached without compromise. And no one would stand in front of even our Gurudev and say, no, this is wrong. And if they did, with Tattva Siddhanta, he would cut all arguments. Our Param Gurudev is descended from Goloka Vrindavan. He is not an ordinary person. We have heard from those who are also Tattvadarshis that he is Vinod Manjari. How can he be wrong on Jeev Tattva? He knows Krishna. He is the sevak of Srimati Radhika. How can he be wrong? It's quite impossible. So on this day and every day, I pray to the lotus feet of my Gurudev that he will hold me close, because being close to him means I'm close to my Param Gurudev, because he carries him deep within his heart. I wouldn't know how to approach such a personality. I wouldn't know how to approach Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. How do you stand in front of that? But Gurudev made himself so approachable. And in that, he connected us to all of our Guru Varga. We are so fortunate. And so on this day, I just want to say from my own heart, never compromise. Never compromise the teachings of such a pure example of a shishya, of a disciple, of a guru, of somebody descending to give mercy. Don't compromise on what they have given us. They cannot be wrong. Even if everyone, billions of people are thinking they're right, if they're going against such a personality, they are wrong. So, Vancha, what?
Can you share really quickly when you went to get initiation from Gurudev?
Oh, when on my initiation day, Champakalata Didi told me I should do something special, and they taught me the name of Param Gurudev. Actually, Anuradha, her daughter, told me, he may ask you what his guru's name is. He did that to her. So all night I was like, Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj. I was trying Pragyan Keshav. So I was really learning it. So that morning of my initiation, I went and I got a magnolia. I had trays of all kinds of fruits and my last payment from my job that I had to quit to see Gurudev. And Pran Kishore, Champak Lata, Anuradha, and Kishori, they walked in with trays on their heads into the room. And I walked in with one little magnolia in my hand. And Gurudev looked at it and I said, this is for Param Gurudev. And I was waiting to say his name. But Gurudev took it and he said, I will make your heart like this, so soft, so sweet and fragrant and pure. And then I will take it and I will offer it to the lotus feet of my beloved. And then he put it at the feet of the picture of Param Gurudev. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyevacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namo.
Thank you, Sudevi, for sharing and the conviction, the powerful remembrance of the teachings of Gurudev and Param Gurudev. Next, I would like to call Bayami. Please come forward. It's high. Okay.
Radhi. Yeah. Ajnanatimirandasya Gyanjanashalakaya Chakshumritam Yena Tasmai Suguruve Namah Vanchakaparubhasya Kripa Sinuyata Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Yeah. Yeah, like always on days like this, I really feel impossible to glorify this kind of personalities. But we are allowed to try. For me, it's astonishing how merciful this kind of personalities are. When I was listening to Sudevi and Kishore before, I could feel this mood. They were so proud. Wow, I have this kind of Param Gurudev. That's amazing. And I was thinking, and that's such a mercy that through their Leela here in this world, they give this kind of impression for us. Because I feel, actually, for Param Gurudev, would there be any difference if he would give his life in this kind of situation in Navadip, or would sit in a latrine like Jagadas Babaji Maharaj, or had done 10 years of japa like Bhakti in his Gurudev before? No. I have the feeling it's more like for us that we can really feel, wow, I want to become like this. This Leela is really for us to get a deep impression what for us Guru Seva means. To get this kind of relationship with them, and that we then can try also go deep in our bhajan and our relationship with them, and realize, actually this body doesn't mean anything for them. They are there with Radha Krishna, they serve their Gurudev in this form as Manjari. I can speak now about this, but I have no realization about this. But I can hear these Leelas, how he sacrificed his life for Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and this gives me an impression, that's it. I want to also give my life. On days like this, I can just pray that this relationship never diminish, that it always increases. Vanchakapata Vasakapasana Patitam Vaishnavi Namo.
Thank you, Damayanti. Thank you for sharing. Rasakeli Didi, would you like to say something? Krishna Kishore, chalo chalo. Okay. Some just wasn't tightened down here. Okay.
अज्ञानत्मिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुमिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्यनाम्ने गौरत्युषे नमः। First of all, I would like to offer my Dandavat Pranamam to my Gurupad Padman, Netilila Pravishtam Vishnupada Stotra Shata, Srila Bhakti Kamal Govinda Goswami Maharaj, and to my Gurupad Padman, Netilila Pravishtam Vishnupada Stotra Shata, Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, and unto my Param Gurudev Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj, whose appearance day is today. Hearing of the amazing glories of Srila Bhakti Priyan Keshava Goswami Maharaj, another of his amazing feats that comes to mind was the refutation of this group of devotees that deviated from the teachings of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada, that were saying that actually the line of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had no connection whatsoever to Sri Madhvacharya. And although Mahaprabhu's teachings are unique in comparison to the teachings of Madhvacharya in relation to the relationship of the jiva, of the sadhak with Krishna, Srila Gurudev writes in the Prabandha Panchak that that as long as the Upasya Tattva or Krishna, it's the same. So in Madhvacharya's line, the main Upasya Tattva is Krishna, two-handed Krishna from Vrindavan. And in Mahaprabhu's line, it is also two-handed Krishna from Vrindavan. So taking refuge of that aspect of Madhvacharya's line, that is the reason why Mahaprabhu accepted Diksha in his line and not in any other line. He could have accepted, as well as it was one of the prominent older sampradayas, it was the oldest sampradaya. And also he gives examples of, in the Sandarbhas, how Srila Jiva Goswami Pad, he gives more respect to Madhvacharya than any of the other acharyas. For example, where Srila Jiva Goswami is giving the list of his pramanas to make these books, and he mentions some acharyas like Sridhar Swami, Shankaracharya or Ramanujacharya, but the only acharya that he mentions along with his disciples is Madhvacharya. He says that he takes refuge of the Tattvavadis headed by Madhvacharya and his disciples like Padmanabha Tirtha to use their pramanas which he himself has not seen. So, for example, there are many tantras and agamas which he did not see by himself, but because they have quoted them, he accepts them as pramanas. And Srila Gurudev and Srila Bhakti Priyan Keshava Goswami Maharaj write this as him accepting the Shrota Pantha of Madhvacharya, and he didn't do that with any of the other acharyas. Also, further establishing that connection is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's discovery of the Brahma Samhita, where he explains how Brahmadev receives the Kam Gayatri and the Gopal Mantra from Krishna. So that would make complete sense because it's the only sampradaya where we chant the Kam Gayatri, and the only mention of Shastra of one sampradaya receiving the Kam Gayatri is the Brahma Sampradaya, which is in turn Madhvacharya Sampradaya. This mantra is enchanted by the Sri Sampradaya or the Namarka Sampradaya, even though the Namarka Sampradaya does chant the Gopal Mantra. So there are many wonderful glorifications that we can say, like Kishore Mohan Prabhu said that Srila Gurudev used to put a lot of emphasis on Srila Param Gurudev's biography to be such an important grantha that even if all other granthas were to be lost, we would have that one. So taking inspiration on his life and his teachings, I pray that we may all advance in this path of devotion.
Thank you. Thank you, Kishore, for your erudition. Some of the things he spoke were like over my head, but I know it was coming straight from the teachings of Param Gurudev. Now I'm being requested that I should speak something, so please allow me to do so. Oh my God, in 10 minutes. Oh my God. My timer just stopped working.
No, it didn't.
It gave me 35 minutes, sorry. I don't even know how this is, it stopped working. Okay. Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namaha. Srila Gurudev ki jai, Srila Param Gurudev Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj ki jai. At this moment, I'm remembering when Srila Gurudev told us that we should never take the name of our Gurudev lightly. He said, if anyone asks the name of your Gurudev with as much honor, with as much love, affection, and respect that you can muster from within your heart, then you tell the name of your Gurudev. He said, we would never say Keshav Maharaj. He folded his hands and bowed his head and said, Om Vishnupad Ashtotarashata Shri Srimad Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj. Like that. And when he told it to us like that, we were struck with the gravity of Gurudev's deep nishta in his Gurudev, his love, his affection, and his conviction. There was something in the way he said the name of his Gurudev that you would never want to cross Gurudev when it comes to his Gurudev for anything ever. And the very next day, someone came up to us on the street, a devotee from ISKCON, and they said, oh, Hare Krishna. We said, Hare Krishna. They said, who's your guru? We said, Om Vishnupad Ashtotarashata Shri Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj. They said, ooh, like that. We thought, wow, what a powerful instruction. But the way Gurudev said the name of his guru, it was unprecedented. And Srila Gurudev told about our Param Gurudev, Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj. He said actually his best quality, the most unprecedented quality, is his Guru Nishtha. And then immediately he started speaking about how our Param Gurudev would weep in separation from Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada. So much so, especially on the Tirobhav, the disappearance day, when he started saying the name of his Gurudev, he could not speak, and his voice choked up and tears would just flow from his eyes. And then he would signal to others, you should speak. He said one should honor any Vaishnava personality in terms of the service that they render to their Gurudev. This is how we're able to glorify any personality in terms of the nishtha they have in their Gurudev. And what did our Param Gurudev say about Guru Nishtha? I brought this up for a reason because I can paraphrase it, but I can never get it as good as Param Gurudev said it. He said, actually, let me see, it's here. Even if a sadhaka suffers from every sort of fault, Guru Nishtha alone is capable of granting him entrance into the kingdom of Paramartha, the greatest wealth, or Prem. In the absence of Guru Nishtha, however, all good qualities combined cannot help. All good qualities combined cannot help a sadhaka reach the realm of Paramartha. As such, Guru Nishtha is the cornerstone in the attainment of divine love for Krishna. It's a very powerful point he made. Millions of qualities, millions of abilities, but no Guru Nishtha, then what is the use? And even if one has every fault and no other good qualities, but they have conviction, loyalty to Sri Guru, this can grant one entrance into the highest realm. Srila Gurudev would say that. What does Gurudev want from his disciple? Loyalty. What qualification do we have? We can pray to have the loyalty of a dog. Sarvasva tomar charane sampya parechi tomar ghare tumi to takur tomara kukur bolia jana homore. Oh, please keep me as your dog, and I will always see you as my master. What did our Param Gurudev, Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj do as Vinod Brahmachari? He would sleep at the feet of his Gurudev, even though so many others were disturbed. Why are you disturbing Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada? Tui would go and knock on the door in the middle of the night. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada would always say to everyone, Dasosmi, Dasosmi. He would, and referred to them as Aap with so much formality, and I am your servant. Our Param Gurudev would offer pranam from behind so that he wouldn't say to him, I am your servant. And only to him and one other devotee, I believe it was Paramananda Brahmachari, he would refer to as tu or tui. This is an informal, it's a very possessive, affectionate way of speaking. Radhe Radhe. So he would knock on the door in the middle of the night after he was performing all of his sevas. Even if it's 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, he would knock on the door. Srila Saraswati Prabhupada would get up from his bed, open the door, unlock it, and allow him to come in, and he would sleep on the floor next to his Gurudev. What kind of deep attachment did he have to the lotus feet of his Gurudev? One time, his Gurudev tried to do the unthinkable, tried to send him home to his mother. I think Savitri Didi told this today. But he did not follow that instruction. He hid in the mud, in a small room somewhere. And when Srila Saraswati Prabhupada discovered that he was hiding, he called him to him. I told you should go. Why didn't you follow my instruction? Our Param Gurudev said, after millions and millions of births of suffering in this material world, finally, I have come to the lotus feet of Sri Guru. And he was crying, begging. If I were to go back, my mother would ask me, oh, you have to stay here, you have to do this and that, and because she's on her deathbed, I would be bound to follow. Please don't send me away from your lotus feet. He was begging Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada, whose heart melted at that moment and felt so much compassion toward this Sat Sishya of his. Really, Srila Param Gurudev Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj is a powerful manifestation of Sat Sishya. Srila Gurudev said, what makes a real guru? Someone who is 100% dedicated to the lotus feet of his guru, who would leave no stone unturned in the service of his guru, who represents this mood of Guru Nishta, that I have firm conviction in the teachings of my Gurudev. And our Param Gurudev was just this. Our Param Gurudev, Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj, manifested unprecedented Guru Nishta. I'm quoting Srila Bhaktivedanta Vaman Goswami Maharaj, one of his primary disciples. When the conversation came to our Param Gurudev about the teachings of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur versus the teachings of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada, there seemed to be some conflict in their commentaries. So many of the senior devotees considered, well, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur came first, he is senior, so we should accept his commentary, his conclusions. Our Param Gurudev, Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj said, I do not know my Purva Acharyas. Srila Bhaktivedanta Vaman Maharaj said, I don't recognize them. I don't know even Bhaktivinoda Thakur. What I know of him and what I know about all of my Purva Acharyas, I have learned from my Gurudev. And see, he certainly understands their mood, their heart, and has understood the depths of every part of their commentaries. Without him, I would know nothing. And so, first and foremost, I will accept the teachings of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada as the unerring truth. That means unmistakable truth. And I understand that he has understood his Guru Varga. This is the teaching that our Gurudev has given us about our Param Gurudev in terms of what is Guru Nishta. These days, it is so popular that everyone will try to jump over the head of their own Gurudev to someone else, thinking, I understand my Param and the Parampara better than my own Gurudev. This is exactly opposite to the Guru Nishta that our Param Gurudev represented and that our Gurudev represented. This is actually the ascending process, jumping over the head of my Guru. Oh, I like the way this guy says it, so I'll accept him and throw out the conception of my Gurudev. What is this? It is absolute nonsense. Srila Gurudev was telling in this context, how our Param Gurudev was so uncompromising. So uncompromising. He said, if our blood does not boil when we hear someone speak against the conceptions of our Gurudev, then we are no more than an impotent eunuch. Do you know what a eunuch is? Anyone? Everyone? Eunuch is when an animal, a male, is castrated. It means they have no more potency. So Gurudev uses this term in a way which actually means you have lost all potency and all power to be able to represent anything. If we do not defend the teachings of our Gurudev. So Param Gurudev Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj was, Gurudev said, if the slightest thing came against his Gurudev, he would say, bring my pen immediately. And he said his pen would flow like a fountain, but it was much more than that. He said it was like a sword. He would cut asunder all kinds of ideas that were opposed to the teachings of his Gurudev.
Even Vaikuntha Mala said that even after those persons left, he still was writing.
Even after those persons left, Vaikuntha Mala Dedi said that he was still writing. Yes, Gopi Janabala Prabhu. Yes. Yes, his brother deviated from the teachings of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada. He tried to correct him, but he would not accept the correction because his brother was in a position of prominence. And this is important. If it's a peon and you make a mistake, it doesn't affect everyone else. But someone who's in a big position, if they deviate, it affects everyone and everything. I think it was Vaikuntha Mala Dedi who was telling. So he kept writing more and more and more and more. He wouldn't stop so that the pure conceptions would be fixed and would remain. So he rejected his brother for his entire life. He only saw him again in court, but he never saw him again, ever. This kind of mood he had. Who else do we know that had this mood? Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. He rejected his brother for his entire life. And what happened because of that? He received the direct mercy of Nityananda Prabhu and the dust of the lotus feet of Raghunath Das Goswami, Rup Sanatan, our 6 Goswamis. So what kind of mercy does our Param Gurudev receive from his Gurudev? By his unprecedented Guru Nishtha. He is showing us how to behave when we hear apparent contradictions. We hold tightly to the conceptions and the teachings of our Gurudev. So I'm going to share one thing. I think I've gone over my time. Hare Krishna. The timer's not even showing properly. Sudevi's service is to listen to the lectures of Gurudev before they go out. And fortunately for me, I get to hear them also. And in almost every single lecture, 90% of those lectures that come, really, I used to say, save the lecture, save the lecture. And then I realized, actually, maybe we'd have to save the lectures where he doesn't talk about it because those are a lot more rare. Srila Gurudev speaks about the conceptions, the teachings of his Gurudev. Shri Gurudev and the Swarup of the Jiva. I know that people might be tired of this, but this is quite important. Because this does not only affect Param Gurudev. This also affects Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Maharaj, Bhakti Dayatamara Maharaj, Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Gaura Govinda Maharaj, our Gurudev, Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur, and our entire Parampara. So who is going against the teachings of our Param Gurudev is literally going against our entire Parampara. Which means it is our duty as hopeful disciples to try our level best to defend our Gurudev and his teachings and his Gurudev's teachings from those who would like to try to destroy them or dismiss them as foolishness or simply, what was the word that was used? Simply their opinion. Do pure devotees like Param Gurudev speak and argue Tattva Siddhanta just because they have an opinion? They speak truth. They debate until they come to the refined truth, and all of them together unanimously accepted Srila Gurudev, we read it in the Param Gurudev's biography, but in his lecture he said, you cannot imagine the level of erudition, of knowledge, of seva bhav of these personalities who were present in that meeting. He said, I was just a young brahmachari at the time, and he said, I was so desperate to hear, I came close. I brought water and I was there listening with my pen and paper. He said, because it was such an amazing group of Vaishnavas. The question came up and the question was settled. Our Param Gurudev, Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Maharaj, the guardian of devotion, all of them, they came together and unanimously accepted this as truth. Why would Param Gurudev accept it as truth? That the Swarup of the Jiva is inherently fixed within and is only something to be awakened, not something given from outside by someone else. Why? Because that is the teaching of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada. Would he veer even slightly from the teachings of his Gurudev? He'll take us to court, but he would not veer slightly from the teachings of his Gurudev, who does not veer even slightly from the teachings of Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur. Our Guru Varga do not veer from the teachings of their Guru. That's what makes them Guru, because they are Sat Shishya. So our Param Gurudev, Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj, has given this definitive understanding where there was some confusion previously. It was reconciled and it was given. And now there are those who are trying to confuse, and many seniors are also becoming confused. And everyone says, it's okay. It doesn't matter. But I want to share with you what Srila Gurudev said in this context, because it does matter. When he was glorifying Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshava Goswami Maharaj. Srila Gurudev on not remaining silent if one's Guru is opposed. If anyone said anything even slightly antagonizing to his Guru, what would he do? He could never remain quiet. Some people remain tolerant. In general, we should not become upset or angry, but even in a worldly situation, if someone's mother is slandered and that person remains quiet, he is considered to be a eunuch. In the same way, if someone is hearing slander of Bhakti, Bhagavan or Bhakta, and one does not become angry, then he is like a eunuch of the spiritual realm. He has no relation with spirituality. Don't be neutrally disposed. Don't tolerate that. At that time, one's blood should boil. This is Srila Gurudev's instruction, and he's representing the mood of Param Gurudev Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj. So, Srila Param Gurudev Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj was accused of doing the wrong thing, that it is not right for sannyasis to go to court. Why are you always absorbing yourself in court cases? Shouldn't you be doing that Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, doing all these things? And our Param Gurudev, he said, actually, and Gurudev said, if you don't have court cases, then you will never attain love and affection. And immediately he started talking about what kind of love and affection. Param Gurudev Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj said that court cases are a part of Nitya Lila. And he told everyone present, why should I avoid court cases? This is part of the eternal nature of the soul. It is the Jaiva Dharma to be absorbed in court cases. Why? Once upon a time, Krishna was caught. He was supposed to be meeting with Srimati Radhika, but instead he met with Chandravali. So a court case was made. Lalita Saki and the gopis that were siding with Srimati Radhika, they made so many evidences, and they were presenting one side. The cowherd boys, Madhu Mangal and others were supporting the side of Krishna with Chandravali on this side. Param Gurudev is telling this. And the court case came. And if Krishna were found to be wrong, then he would have to make a signed statement that I am the Das, the servant of Srimati Radhika. And he would have to sign his name to it. So, who was the judge? Vrishabhananandini, Srimati Radhika herself. Lalita Saki was her advocate. And so it was found that Krishna was guilty and had done the wrong thing. I am sorry, I will never do this again, Krishna had to write. I am the servant of Srimati Radhika. I will only do what makes her happy. Signed, Krishna. Krishna had to sign it. So Srila Param Gurudev told this to everyone, and everyone was so pleased and happy. Because everything he did really was in that mood of surrender. Like Vaikuntha Didi told earlier, it seemed that he was angry. It seemed that he was fierce. But where does that anger and ferocity come from? Mamata. He is referred to as Acharya Keshari. And Srila Gurudev would say, to his near and dear ones, he was so soft and gentle, as a lioness is to her cubs. How gentle, how soft. But to those who are antagonistic, who are tried to attack, ferocious like a lion. Pasanda Gajaika Singha. This is his title. Jumping on the heads of the elephants of Aparad, Mayavad, Sahajya, Apasampradaya, and completely destroying it. So in this context, I just want to share, I find it is so appropriate that on his birth, he was named, what is his name at birth? Bhim. And I think, what did Bhim do to Kichak? He turned him into just a little mess, a ball of flesh. And Param Gurudev did that with all of those who were against the concepts of pure bhakti. And yet he was so soft. Gurudev said like butter. And he was glowing like Jonah, like a glow bug. So sweet and so soft. This is the nature of Vaishnavas. It is told in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. As soft as a rose and as powerful as a thunderbolt. So our Param Gurudev was just this. Today on his day, I pray to the dust of his lotus feet, on my behalf and on all of our behalves, that may he bless us that we might attain even one particle of his nishta in his guru, that we can also apply at the lotus feet of our Gurudev and our Guru Varga. Srila Param Gurudev Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Dadiya Avirbhav Maha Mahotsava ki jai. Gaura Premanande Hari. Srila Gurudev ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Rupana Guru Guru Varga ki jai, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Shri Gaura Premanande, Hari Hari Bo. Oh, excuse me, I was looking at the wrong timer, it was the wrong one. I went 22 minutes, please forgive me. We will continue tomorrow. And then the next day, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada's day. So we have more time to glorify these divine and transcendental personalities. Morning, right?